of our project, and it was the first way we introduced our project to our community, and we've been able to get a lot of I think a lot of engagement from our community because they saw that this was a unique product. But a lot of projects come out and they make a lot of promises, and a long time goes by. Are underwhelming, to say the least. So when we first came out, we said, hey, we're partnered with research labs. These are real university research laboratories. They've done a lot of work. They do academic paperwork, but we're looking to bring some of their academic paperwork to the market. So the first product we looked at within our project was the Pure Wallet. And it was based off a paper that was published a couple years back. And basically the paper talked about a way of doing offline payments without having internet connection. Obviously, cryptocurrency is a digital currency. It exists in a digital space. You need to have an internet connection in order to send the payment for the blockchain to do its thing and make sure the payments get exchanged. So they took a concept of, hey, how can we do this offline? And there was two ideas behind the offline concept. One idea is to get a broader adoption across the world, because not everyone has perfect internet. Even in the US where I'm based, there's certain parts of the US you drive through, the internet's very choppy. So it's not just the third world, but I think it's in a lot of different places. So one is giving the ability for people to make crypto payments. But the second part of the whole offline payment capability has to do with the speed of payment. So we feel like e-commerce is, for blockchain to be adopted into e-commerce. And if you go into a store, they have the payment systems right in the stores, the POS systems. And those payment systems, and on e-commerce, if you were to order something online, the payment transaction basically happens instantaneously. As we know in the blockchain, it could happen in seconds, or sometimes it could happen in minutes, and sometimes the minutes drags into half an hour or hour. It just depends on the volume and what blockchain you're using. So one of the other things we're able to address with this offline payment situation is the payment transaction happens in basically a blink of an eye. It's almost instantaneous. So as soon as you make that payment, the payment goes through. So we feel like it has an application in e-commerce and also in brick and mortar stores when someone physically walks into a store and wants to make a payment there directly. So that's why we came out with the proof of concept first. And the way the proof of concept, we introduced it was to show our community, hey, this is a working project. It was within 30 days of us launching our token that we showed that to them. In November, we announced that, hey, anyone to use our offline payment capability in our cold storage, that they would have to buy MMAI tokens, and that would turn on that capability. So that gave them a real utility. Now, let me explain to you in detail exactly how the offline payment capability works, and then I'll go into the cold storage system as well. So when you get the Pure Wallet, you're actually getting 3 wallets inside of the Pure Wallet. The first wallet is your hot wallet, and then you have an offline capabilities wallet, and then you have a cold storage wallet. So those are the 3 wallets you get. So when you put money into your hot wallet, you use that as any other wallet would work, okay? The way the on-payment capabilities work is like this. When you are in an area where you have internet connection, so let's say you're at home and you need to pay someone a ETH, right? So you would move that 1 ETH into your offline wallet. And then let's say you went out that evening and you're in an area where there was no internet connection, or maybe you're in a place where you didn't trust internet connection and you wanted to make that payment. Well, the other person that also has a Pure Wallet, they can scan the QR code from your phone, and that would transfer the payment to them. That payment transfer works in an offline state. So it's a 2-step process. Actually, it's a 3-step process. The first step is while you have internet connection, it from your hot wallet into your offline wallet. And then in an offline state, you can transfer payments. So once it goes into your offline wallet, what we've done inside our offline wallet is we have our own algorithm within our offline wallet, and we've created our own smart contract inside of that wallet. So when the payment gets set from the blockchain, so right now it's Ethereum based, we will support more chains as time moves forward. But once it goes into the offline wallet, all the transaction records are kept in our algorithm in that offline wallet in a very secure manner. When you make the payment across to someone, there's some security things in place where both parties have to approve the payment going through. Once both parties approve it, that payment has been officially moved from your wallet to their wallet. Now, when they have it in their wallet, it is in their possession, but it's still in an offline state. It has not moved back onto the blockchain. Now, when that person gets back into internet connection, they can now connect their offline wallet and pull that ETH from the offline wallet into their online wallet, and that would put it back on the blockchain. So that's how the offline payment capability works on it. And when you make that payment, it works instantaneously. So we can see applications for this in an e-commerce sense where companies can put a QR code. You can take your wallet and you can make a payment with the QR code and have that go instantaneously instead of to wait. So we see applications being applied there. And then we also see applications being applied into stores that, or let's say you go to a festival somewhere that's out in the middle of the desert. The internet connection's really bad. You don't get much of a connection there. How are you going to make payments in a place like that, right? You want to buy a soda, you want to buy some food. Well, they can use this wallet with the QR code. It could be instantaneous. You don't need to have an internet connection. So there's a lot of things that could come into play there. The second thing I want to talk about is the cold wallet. So the cold wallet is the third wallet in here, and it works very similar to the offline wallet. What you would do in the cold wallet, the idea of the cold wallet is to hold something in storage. The Ledger, which is a very popular cold wallet, it requires a hardware device. Depending on which one you buy, I think the most popular one's about 150 US dollars. And you have to have a hardware device. So a lot of people leave their hardware device locked up in a safe or somewhere safe. And if they're out and about and something happens on the market and they need to get access to the money, they need to run back home, get the hardware wallet. So it's inconvenient in that sense. Two, it's $150. Our cold wallet storage is $50, so it's less expensive. Three, the way their system works is their system leaves your money on the blockchain, but the signature is done inside of the hardware device. So it's in a protected area. So if someone did break into your network, so let's say you had it tied to your computer at your office, someone broke into your network, that hardware wallet would secure the signature, the private key signature, behind a firewall so people couldn't get access to your ETH. So our pure wallet works similar to that. Anytime you're using our wallet, the signature is going to happen behind a firewall inside of a protected area, so people can't see it. But the other difference between our cold wallet and something like the Ledger is we actually take the coins and it's stored off chain. So with the Ledger, your coins are still on chain. It's just a signature that happens behind the firewall. With us, we actually pull the ETH off the blockchain and put it into the cold wallet storage. So it's in a protected space in there inside of a smart contract. And then anytime you want to move that cold storage back out of cold storage into your hot wallet, you can do that, and that would put it back onto the blockchain, and you would still have all the ETH that you stored there. So it's a very safe, and I think a lot of people really like the feature on it because the cold wallet goes with them where they're at, and it gives them access to their funds anytime that they need it.
All right, Mr. Austin, to explain pure wallets different things than other wallets. So guys, in the Pure Wallet, you have three different things. It's like a wallet, cold storage, and also offline wallets. And Pure Wallet will connecting into the e-commerce, or real e-commerce, and you can scan the barcodes in the real life. That's really wonderful. So that's different things of the Pure Wallets.
Yeah, and Tito,
And
I have
yeah,
Tito, if you don't mind, there's one other thing I like to touch on the Pure Wallet because it'll kind of give
okay,
people an idea where we're trying to go with the Pure Wallet, what we're trying to do. A lot of
okay,
people in this space right now, they really see blockchain as a cryptocurrency, which it absolutely is. There's no doubt that it isn't a cryptocurrency, but people have a limitation when it comes to
oh,
wallets, and blockchain, and just being a cryptocurrency. But blockchain is actually going to be adopted into a lot of things into our world in the coming years, a lot of stuff. So there's so many more things that the blockchain can do. So I'll give you one example. Working with the Pure Wallet right now with a local government in Korea, and this was a paper that we're working on publishing, hopefully. But we're looking at taking the Pure Wallet and turning it into an offline voting system. Now, this is a government voting, but this could also work in DAOs in the metaverses. It could work with groups that need to have secure voting. But let's think about the blockchain. The blockchain gives you security and it makes sure
okay,
that everyone is counted equally. So with this voting system, it could be very secure because it's offline, it's done on the blockchain, and everyone that should get a vote will get a vote, and you can count and make sure that everyone got that singular vote. So the
right,
voting system is something that we're trying to apply into the real world. It could be run by the Pure Wallet. It could be run by our system there. But anyone that wants to utilize this, if you're a business organization, you have some kind of other organization, let's say you do charity work, you got people all around the world, there's some voting you need to do, you can use our blockchain system with that within the Pure Wallet. The voting system's not in there yet, but this is something we're developing and we're working on putting it into. And then also for metaverse projects that are talking about doing DAOs, how do you make sure that the votes are being counted correctly, the right people are voting, the ones that have the ability to vote, they're the ones that are being voted. How do you take care of that? So that's another feature that this Pure Wallet can do. And voting is just one example of a non-cryptocurrency use of the Pure Wallet. But we have a lot of other applications in business, like I talked about with the e-commerce is still tied to the cryptocurrency, but there's other business applications that don't tie into cryptocurrency, but do tie into blockchain, and the Pure Wallet can be used to run all of these. So I think it's going to be a very powerful tool, and I think it's going to be pretty exciting as we release a full production version of this, because I do feel like it's a wallet that's going to catch on very quickly, and a lot of people are going to start using it.
all right. Thank you for explaining. That's really good, wonderful of your projects, Pure Wallets. And I'm still thinking that so we can transfer NFTs by Pure Wallets. Yeah, the question is, so we can transfer NFTs to our friends using a Pure Wallet.
Yes, we can. So right now, the NFT are not supported. We're going out of beta into production probably within weeks here, very, very shortly. And then we will add the NFT feature. It's something that's going to be within the, I would say, next few weeks. That feature will be in there. So yes, that'll be in there. There's going to be a lot of amazing features that people are used to getting in wallets, and you'll see us roll those features out. Our version 1 is coming out very soon, and then we'll have 1.1, 1.2. We'll add in a lot of the features, so they can expect to get a lot of the features you typically see in some of the more popular wallets.
Right. Thank you very much. So I see you have just launched of NFT styles of your NFT style utility. So and it's tied to your metaverse projects, Pure Wallet. Please explain of that.
Yeah, yep, definitely. So Let me just back up for a second so I can give people a high level view of what the project scope is. So the first thing we rolled out is a pure wallet. Our second rollout is the metaverse, and then our third rollout this summer around June is going to be our coin. Okay, so we're going to come out with our own blockchain, and I'll go into the blockchain maybe a little bit later in this AMA. But the number two part of our rollout is the metaverse. So, part of our association with our laboratories here, the laboratories here in Korea have done a lot of work with the government here, with the military, and they've also done a lot of work with other companies here in Korea, like LG, Samsung, some of the larger companies, defense system. They worked on some missiles, on communication in submarines and stuff like that. So some of these projects did use our metaverse. Some of them use blockchain. Some of them use IoT. Some of them used AI. So these are all stuff that they've been working on for years, and they've put a lot of time, money, effort into developing this. So one of the things that came out of our university laboratory partnership is a platform called Cretivia, and that's also one of the laboratories here. And Cretivia is the metaverse platform that the Pure World is built on. It's the same platform that they use to develop some of the military training stuff and some of the other products that they developed on that platform. So what we were able to do is, we launched our project, I think September 4th. And then in November, we had rolled out a beta version of our metaverse, where the people, basically the people that were in our community that heard about it were able to, the ones that were interested in it were able to get access to our beta version, go into our metaverse, and play around in there. In fact, our chief marketing officer, Austin, a lot of people know him as Awesome Austin. He's got his YouTube channel. He's pretty well known in the space for crypto. But if you check out his YouTube channel and see what the verse looks like, but you'll see some of the videos on there that we put out there. And one of the things we really got complimented on our metaverse was just the quality of it. They really liked the look, the feel of it. They love the physics of it. Maybe I can share a video a little bit later that'll show you a metaverse game that's we're going to be releasing beta pretty soon. But in November, we allowed people to go in there. So they saw, as we were building our metaverse world out, they saw it week by week, it just expanding and growing, and they saw new things coming in. So that was pretty exciting. Just this last week, a few days back, we announced our NFT sale. So if you don't mind, I'd like to share my screen. Maybe sharing this screen might help me explain this a little bit better.
Sure, you can share your screen.
Okay, so just several days back, we announced the MMAI Pure World Key to the City NFT pass. So this NFT is actually tied to our metaverse. This is a utility NFT that's going to give you access to our metaverse, and it's going to give you special access. The price of the NFT is 0.45 ETH, 0.45 ETH, and it's actually a 2-1. You're actually going to get 2 minted NFTs out of this, and there's a lot of additional features you're going to get out of this. It's an amazing, I think, value for what we're going to be supplying here. So the NFTs are actually on sale on OpenSea. So you can go to OpenSea. If you go to our MMAI website, you'll see a link, View Marketplace. That'll get you here. And this will give you the detail on the NFT. So total number of NFTs we have is 5,002. The sale is a limited time sale. It's first come, first serve. We have roughly about 2 weeks left in the sale. So whoever comes in early are the ones that are going to have access to this. But our keys to the city, here's what you get with the key. When you first purchase it, you get the minted key to the city, and that'll give you your first NFT will be minted right then and there. And you'll also get a lottery pick at one of 12 different exclusive properties in our metaverse. So I'll go into those properties in a second, but it could be anywhere from an arena. We only have 4 arenas, so you could be a winner of one of the 2 arenas or in this lottery. You could be winner of an arena. You can get an e-commerce store. There's several other properties I'll go into, but you're going to be put into a lottery pick. So the arenas could be worth way, way, way more than the 0.45 ETH. So you could have some real good opportunities there. It also is going to give you certain ownership rights to the properties in the metaverse. The other thing I mentioned is if you look in the center one, we're going to be releasing our coin in the summer of this year. So anyone that buys this NFT is also going to get $100 in MMAI coins when the Pure Chain is released. They're going to have special access to Pure World. So there's going to be some VIP areas. There's going to be certain areas that only people that have key to the city will be able to access. And then the other thing is we're going to set up a governance system in Pure World. So the people that have the key to the city, they're the ones that are going to have the governance right to this Pure World. So I think just the value of the Pure World and having that governance right is going to bring a lot of value to the NFT. After the sale, what we're going to do is any keys that are not sold, we're going to burn those. So those NFTs will be burned. They're not only the ones that sell during this limited time sale. You're going to get access to them. So it's a once in a lifetime type opportunity with that. The second thing that's going to happen is the properties that did not sell. We will put those on OpenSea for a limited time, a little bit longer, to see if people want to purchase them. And the properties that the people that did buy the key to the city, then what we're going to do is we're going to do the lottery pick, and I'll show you in just a second here what the different digital assets are. But you're going to get a second NFT. So the price of 0.45 ETH is actually 0.225 per NFT. So you're going to have 2 separate NFTs that are going to be minted for you. And I'd really like to, let me talk about the properties first, and then I'd really like to talk about why our NFT in the metaverse sale is such a bargain for what you're getting.
Oh,
So
you
as we
take the point.
scroll down, there's 2 arenas that are going to be included in the lottery giveaway. We have 4 arenas total, but 2 will be included in here. So if you go to this website, you'll see the details. Here's the view of what the NFT looks like, the front and the back. And then if you click on each one, we'll give a little description of what it is. We have several billboards. So we got large billboards. We got billboards like at a bus stop. We've got building billboards like a Times Square. And then with e-commerce stores, we have large e-commerce stores, medium e-commerce stores, small stores. With office space, we have office space. And then we also have, for trade shows, we have booths, large, medium, and small. So any company that's thinking about doing a trade show digitally, maybe you're going to physical location and you also want to put that into the metaverse and also have, for the people that can't travel to wherever you're going to, they can see it digitally, or maybe you just want to use it, have a digital trade show. So we're having the trade show in there as well. And then one of the really exciting things is the mystery cars. It's going to be, there's 1,500 pieces of this. I think it's going to be pretty cool. There's going to be different cars, exotic cars, some rare cars, some regular cars, some police cars, maybe some dump trucks, all kinds of cool stuff. But we're also building a racing game. So I'll talk about the games in a minute, but you're going to be able to race these cars. But ever since our project came out, one of the main things we talked about with our project was we wanted to bring real world business into the metaverse. And that was one of our main themes when we first released our token. And that's what we talked about in our pre-sale and when we first launched. So with the launch of this metaverse and the NFTs, the people that get the rights to these NFTs, so first you get the key to the city, and then you get the lottery pick on this, which will be done randomly. No one at the company knows who's going to get what. It's going to be a randomized lottery pick. But if you get the arena, for example, here's what you're going to get with the arena. You're going to get naming rights. So you can make, you can make revenue off of that. You're going to get the digital billboard rights. There's digital billboards on outside of the arena. The other thing is the arena itself. You physically own that arena. What we're building on is building the technologies that's going to drive all these digital assets in our metaverse. So, for example, in the arena, we can talk about putting on sporting events like a MMA bout. So if someone is doing a real MMA fight, we can work with those companies and put together the camera system, which will allow us to 3D put it into our metaverse. And then the companies would have to negotiate with the arena owner in order to rent out the arena to put that on there. But we'll provide the technology for that to happen. And we're also going to build a marketplace for this. So we'll build a place where where we'll market to companies and we'll say, hey, we got e-commerce here, we got the arenas built in here, we got digital marketing and advertising for Web3 customers. We got office space for doing collaborations. So we're going to put that kind of marketing in. So the people that own these NFTs, they'll have their marketplace. We'll do marketing for them. We'll build out the technology. Like for the billboards, we want to build out technology that'll let people know that, hey, what kind of reach are you getting? Who are the people in the space that are coming in? How many people saw your billboard? How many people were in that area? The content that goes on the billboard, what is that content? Can you play video? Can you rotate if you have several different companies you're working with? Can you rotate that content? So we're going to build out the technology for that. If you look at the e-commerce stores, we're going to build out an ecosystem that's going to allow people to come in and put their inventory, do inventory management, have a shopping cart, be able to check out, do payment processing, have it tie into Web 2. Right now, a lot of e-commerce companies are in Web 2. They want to transition into Web 3. They want to get into the metaverse. They don't know exactly how to do it. Not everything is set up there. So we're going to build a turnkey, and they can plug some of their Web 2 abilities directly into our metaverse. So if they're on like a Shopify system or a WooCommerce system, we're going to put in an API that'll allow them to bring some of the stuff in there. And then we'll do a Web3 3D version of a metaverse presentation of their product, let them pay with not just a pure wallet, but crypto payments using any wallets. So we're going to provide those tools for the people that own these properties. So if you're coming in to buy the NFT and you have an e-commerce store, you got an idea of how you want to work in the metaverse, think of us as your technical partner. What we're going to do here is the people that own our NFTs that have good ideas and they want certain capabilities, they're going to have access to us and they're going to be able to tell us, hey, it would be cool if I could do this in our store, or it would be cool if I did business collaboration. How can we make sharing videos and collaborating these different tools in there? And then our tech team will work on it. We'll develop it. It's not going to be additional cost to you, because if we think it's a good idea and we feel like there's a market for it for other companies to use, then we will develop that not only for you to use, but also for others to use. So it's a great opportunity for any of you that are thinking about creating an e-commerce in Web3. Please take a look at our NFT. But even if you're not and you're just strictly thinking about it from an investment purpose, think about this. For 0.45 ETH, it's right now, depending on the price of ETH, it's about $600-700 roughly in USD. It might be a little bit over that. But to rent out the space, on a monthly basis, or to do a one-time rental on an arena, I believe that the return on investment for you could be pretty large, because we're going to build the technology, we're going to build the marketplace for us to bring customers in there. The other thing is like the offices. So if you think about a business, if you're in a business and you got different people working in different parts of the world, You need to connect, you need to collaborate. There's a lot of Web2 tools out there that people use. We can think about Google Office, Microsoft Office, but there's so many other tools that are being used. So we're going to integrate some of those tools into our 3D virtual world, where they can meet in a 3D scenario, have a much more productive meeting because of the ability of the virtual world, but still be able to tie into their Web2 technologies and collaboration tools and allow them to use that. People can meet at once. If someone's holding a meeting and people want to ask questions, they can raise their hands. They can be part of that. If someone doesn't have an avatar, they're traveling, they can't get in with an avatar, they can still plug in with the video feed so they can be on video. There's a lot of cool things that we're going to develop for the business office space. For the booth, I mean, a lot of you have been to trade shows. You know what needs to happen at a trade show. You need to show your product. You need to explain things. People need to be able to ask you questions. You need to go back and forth. Maybe you might be having a conversation with one customer, and then a few other people come around the booth and they're listening in because they're interested in the same thing. So we're going to pull tools like that that's going to allow that to happen. And then the mystery cars I talked about, I think this is going to be cool because it's going to be rolling out fast. You're going to be able to drive it in the metaverse. The physics in there is pretty cool, and we'll set up the ability for you to be able to rent it, for you to race it. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some racing games where you can race for pink slips, or have some challenges. Maybe race for some MMAI tokens. Have a tournament. Maybe the tournament winner takes all in the token. So there'll be a lot of fun things. And remember, this metaverse, this virtual world, is going to be the native token. Our utility token is going to be the MMI token. So a lot of the features that runs in this metaverse is going to be the use of tokens for people that are interested in our token as well.
All right, thank you for explaining of the project utility of the MMAI NFTs utility. It's amazing. So everyone, you can take a look. MMAI tokens have a NFT utility, and they have 12 exclusive properties to own in the MMAI world. So it's amazing to you to see the properties NFTs in the MMA. So you can take a look of descriptions of properties NFTs. It's amazing to see, and I think it's good if you are doing the K and to access of MMAI world. So thank you for responding for Mr. Austin. So let's move to another question.
And Tito, if you don't mind, I'd like to share a couple of videos of the metaverse.
All right, all right. You can share a couple of videos of MMA videos.
Yeah, let me just share my screen real quick. This will give people an idea. These are our actual videos from the metaverse, but we have our official channel here. It's called MMAI at MMAI Official on YouTube. So you can see the videos here. But the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the first one. The second one, so that one just gives a quick overview of kind of the pure world, and lets you. Sorry about that. That was the last video. This video right here is the game that we've developed for our metaverse. We're going to put it into beta pretty soon. but I'll give you an idea of what some of the stuff that we've been working on.
I think it looks amazing.
Okay, so I won't play the whole video, but I think they'll get an idea of what our capabilities are. But those are actual videos of our metaverse. This is not a video we paid some production company to put together some cool graphics and put it out there to make it look cool. Those are actual videos of inside of our metaverse, what it looks like. That's our physical game. We put that video together about a week and a half ago. It's going to go into beta version. The few people that played it and the few people that have seen it, they've, the ones that I'm not really a gamer, so I can't do a good job explaining this, but they say the physics in the game looks really cool. They love the way it feels. We're going to have car racing in there soon. So just remember, the key to the city, when you get those 2 NFTs, the first NFT you get minted is that key to the city. It's going to give you access to those games. You're going to get those games. You're going to get other VIP areas that other people aren't going to get. You're going to get, free play. There's all kinds of cool stuff you get with that. Plus, you're getting us as your technology partner. Plus, you're getting the digital assets in our virtual world, in the pure world. And we're going to drive the marketplace. We're going to drive marketing. And we're going to bring customers in there as we build this technology out. So the people that own those properties, there's a limited number of properties, only 5,002. So if you're one of the owners of those properties, that's all the properties are going to be in there. The people that want to use our virtual world for business, and a lot of metaverses right now aren't focused on business. They're focused on, games, which is very cool. They're focused on world building, which is very cool. But we're going to be one of the early ones that's going to deliver something in the business world. So I think it's a great opportunity for people that are looking for not just the NFT investment, but this is more than an art NFT. It's a functional NFT. It's got a true utility. It's tied to the metaverse property, and you're getting 2 NFTs for the price of 1.
All right, thank you for responding, and thank you for setting off for video MMAI projects. It's amazing videos, and so guys, you need to buy the VIP Pass NFTs, okay, to get access of the games in MMAI projects. So it's wonderful for us if you are doing NFTs, because it will large of benefits by doing the NFTs. So guys, let's move to another questions. This is the last question in the fixed question and answers. So what can we expect from your project for the futures?
Yeah, so there's a few things we have going on. So we're trying to, the products that we've already come out with, like for example, our metaverse project and our Pure Wallet. We're working with other countries, with other states, with universities, with companies out there. So about a month and a half ago, we had announced with Nigeria that we're going to work with one of their local state governments there for 2 things. One was they have a pretty nice zoo over there. It's Nigeria, so they got, in Africa, there's beautiful exotic animals. They got this beautiful zoo over there. But we want to rebuild that zoo in our metaverse. So that's one thing that you can expect in the near future. We're going to build the Nigerian zoo out in this emo state. And then we're also going to use the Pure Wallet as the payment processing for the digital visitors. And the other cool thing about this that the state's really excited about, it's going to give people from other countries that are thinking about possibly going to Nigeria to actually see what there is to see, like in the digital space, and check it out. And then people that can't travel there, they can go there. So that's one project. Another metaverse project that we are working on right now is there's a company based out of the Philippines. It's an educational company, and we just signed an MOU with them. We're going to make an announcement pretty soon and release a press release on it. But the MOU is based around education. So metaverse, I think one of the big applications for metaverse is education. We've worked on some tools for education in our metaverse, and a lot of these tools will also apply across the board for some of those digital assets we talked about. But this is going to allow them to do virtual school training in our metaverse. So I think that's pretty exciting. Once again, we're going to use our Pure Wallet as a payment processing on top of Web 2 type payment processing if someone wants to use a Visa card. So we're going to integrate that into our ecosystem. And then I'm going to be traveling in about 3 weeks to Bali, where we're going to be presenting 3 new papers. So these are 3 new papers. One of them is on the blockchain. They're very closely tied to our project. It's going to be an awesome paper, and it's going to tie into our blockchain project that we're going to be releasing roughly around June. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I can't really go into details yet because those papers haven't been published, but they will be published shortly, and we'll release information on it at that time. But you can expect that in 3 weeks. At the same time, we're going to be visiting a university there in Indonesia. We'll be signing an MOU there in Indonesia, and we're going to work on giving away some ability for some of the students to come in and get some free Web3 training from us. So some of the students there, they can come to that university under, the university here in Korea, under our laboratories overview. We'll train them on Web3 technologies as well as metaverse technologies. So that's pretty exciting. And then the biggest thing is, as I've already alluded to, we're going to have our coin that's going to be released in the middle of this year. That's 2023. That's our present year we're in right now. And for those of you that are thinking about, investing in our NFTs, remember, you get the first minted NFT, gives you rights to the city. That's going to have a lot of value as companies come in there. They're going to want governance rights. So people that own that key, you're going to have that. Second thing is you own the property. If you want to rent out the property, if you want to sell it, you can do that. You're going to get that. But you're also going to get $100 in our coin. And our coin, our blockchain, we're looking at a new way, a new algorithm that's really going to solve certain issues. So we're looking at solving, obviously, the speed of things that get done. That's important, right? The cost of the gas is important, and then the latency. I think a lot of things in blockchain is going to be tied to everything in our physical world, and there's so many IoT devices. A lot of your listeners, I'm sure, have heard the term IoT, but for those who might not have, it stands for Internet of Things. And anywhere you go out in the physical world now, if you use an Alexa at home, it's a smart device. If you're driving around the city, there's all kinds of smart devices everywhere. If you buy a new refrigerator, it'll tell you certain things about the health of that refrigerator. It'll tie in different parts. You can reorder your milk, I guess, when your milk gets low or something like that. So all these IoT devices are out there. The blockchain is going to have to manage all this stuff, and that has to do with latency. So latency is how quickly we can move that information back and forth. It's just not the speed of like how fast you get your gas fees done and how fast your payment gets processed, but it's a latency of the data moving back and forth. So we're looking to address some of these major issues. So we feel like the mid part of this year, when we release our coin, all the token holders are going to be transferred over into our coin. I think this coin is going to have an amazing capabilities. So the opportunity for people that do want to look into our token and then eventually get into our coin, I think we're going to be really important things for this new, the metaverse, AI, blockchain. All of this stuff is going to be intertwined together, and it's going to need to tie into Web 2 as people transition into Web 3. And that's what we're trying to tackle all together as our project. So that's why we're going after a wide ecosystem that can kind of engulf everything in one, because I think tying everything together is really what's going to help grow this opportunity.
All right, thank you for responding my question. So this really amazing story for MMA project. So the first segment is ends right now, and we need to move to another segment in this EMA today. So the second segment is Twitter questions. So this is a question from Joy. Can you tell us some of the latest achievements made by the projects? So can you describe and detail the current development efforts and such as market expansions plans and expect application and now upcoming program of the events of your projects?
Yeah, so I think what people can really expect from us with our project is the speed that we're delivering our technology and the quality of the technology that we're delivering. So within the, our project being launched September 4th, in about a month's time, we already had the proof of concept out with our Pure Wallet. And if you remember, if you were here at the beginning of the conversation, the Pure Wallet has offline capabilities and it has cold storage and it has a utility for our token holder. So it's a unique wallet and it does things that no other wallet that's ever done in the crypto space, in the digital space. We rolled out our metaverse in a beta version in November. So within 3 months of us launching our project, we had the meta version out there. Now we launched our NFT just this month. So our NFT has come out in about roughly 4 months from our launch. We've talked about the fact that we're going to be launching our coin. So we're going after a very vast ecosystem. And then we're tying in the e-commerce and other business applications. So these are some of the major benefits of our project. And you can just see at the time in which we released it, this is not something that you look at today and then 2 years later, they start rolling out the technology. We're already rolling out our technology. For those of you that have Android, you can go into the Play Store, you can download our beta version of the Pure Wallet, and it'll go into production pretty soon, probably within the next couple of weeks, I would say, give or take a few days here and there. But that'll go into production for you Apple users. It's coming out into beta very soon. It'll go into production very shortly after that. So yeah, we're rolling out real projects that's going to have real use, and it's coming out fast, and they're also unique. And I think you can put them up against, projects that are probably way better known than ours.
All right, thank you for answering a question from the Jaya. That's amazing. So the next question is from Anindira. Can we earn MMA tokens in the MMAI world?
Thank you for bringing that question up. I forgot to cover this, and I'm happy you brought that question up. Great question. Yes. So we've released it. In fact, if you go to MMAIpure.com, we have several white papers on there. We also have a patent on there. But we work different than a lot of other projects. We have these academic papers that we put out there, and we're building our technology on these different academic papers. So there's a lot of different technologies. One of the papers you'll find on there is called Smart Auto Mining. You can review that paper. There's a second paper coming up that goes into more details and so forth. So we're coming out with a new mining system. So people are going to be able to mine the token. They are going to be able to mine our coin. And yes, we're going to tie into our metaverse. So if you come into our metaverse and you play the games or you do certain things in the metaverse, you can actually mine our token, and in the future, our coin, by being involved in our metaverse. So you could actually earn tokens and coins in the near future in our metaverse.
Right. Thank you for Anindira to asking the questions, and thank you for Mr. Owsley to answering question. That's good question. So let's move to another question from the audience in the Twitter. So this is a question from Clean Marks. I'm curious about Pure World K to the GT. So could you explain it to us and about the mining also?
I'm sorry, Tito. Can you repeat that? They're curious about the Pure World capability.
Pure
Was
World K,
that the question?
yeah, Pure World K NFT, your GT to the GT. Could you explain it to us and about the minting also?
Yes, yes. Okay. So yes, the with the NFT, so it's called Key to the City. Okay, it's available on OpenSea. So if you go into OpenSea, what I would recommend is go to MMAIPure.com. And the reason I recommend this is some people are trying to copy our NFT and they're trying to cheat people out of money. So go to MMAIPure.com. When you're there, you'll see a link that says Marketplace. In the Marketplace, it outlines exactly what you're going to get, but from there, you can link into OpenSea. So the purchase is going to be on OpenSea. If you go to OpenSea, you're going to want to type in MMAI Pure World. Pure World is one word, Key to the City. And that you'll see our logo there. You'll see all of our NFTs there. It's the key. But here's what you're getting with the Key to the City. When you purchase the key, you're getting that minted right at the time of purchase, and that's going to give you special access to the Pure World. And it's going to give you governance. It's going to give you VIP access. It's going to give you things that no one else in the Pure World is going to have. The other thing you're going to get with that is you're going to get a second NFT that's going to be minted after the sale's over. So there's 12 exclusive properties. You're going to get one of those 12. We decided to sell every Key to the City 0.45. And we're going to throw into the second NFT for free. So it's a 2-for-1. And you can win like an arena, or you could win a billboard, or you can win an e-commerce store, or you could win, one of the businesses, offices. There's a lot of different things you could get from there, but it's going to have, it's going to, I think, have great value for the people that get it for what they're investing in it at 0.45 ETH. I hope that answered the question. I don't know if I fully understood it.
Yeah, thank you for Mr. Austin to answering questions from the audience in the Twitters. So let's move to another questions. I will pick another question. Wait. All right. This is a question from the I'm still choosing the questions. Maybe this is question from Dolphy. Will you have any other DeFi feature like stacking in your platform, yield farms of NFT rent in the futures?
I'm sorry. Was the question about? Can you read that question again? I didn't quite understand it.
Yeah, this is a question from the audience. His name is Ida. Will you have any other features like DeFi features, staking, yield farm, or NFT rent in the futures?
Yeah. So we are not doing any staking or farming. So that is not part of our project. But the DeFi stuff, the NFT stuff, yes, definitely. So I talked about we've got the blockchain. So we want to integrate our blockchain into our metaverse very deeply. So one of the another paper that I haven't talked about yet, but it's an amazing paper that's going to be released sometime soon. But when you're in the metaverse and you're surfing around, so the people that own the Key to the City, for example, they're going to get special access. So we're going to use blockchain, DeFi version of a blockchain that's going to verify the identity. It's going to help with security. And it's also going to give you special access. So if you have special access to certain things, so certain companies might invest into the business properties. And if they have a business office, there's certain people that are going to get access to their collaboration paperwork that they don't want other businesses to have access to. So how do we control all that? That's going to be controlled through the blockchain. Another thing that's going to happen is when you're inside of our metaverse and you want to reach out to a friend, you want to see if they're in the metaverse also, you can, how do you do that? And if they're not in the metaverse, but you can message them on a Web2 application, like on Twitter or some other application that they might use, how do you do that? Or let's say you're in the metaverse, you want to stay in there, but you forgot that you needed to pay your phone bill and you wanted to log on to your website within the metaverse and hit one button and pay that bill out. Well, that'd be easy to do if you're sitting in, in your computer. So how do we tie your browser into the metaverse, give you all your favorites, give you access to your banking, your payment, all that kind of stuff? So that's something else that we're looking to tackle in the metaverse. Let's say you want to travel from one world to another world in the metaverse. So you might want to go from pure world into a different world. How would you do that? So we're working on that technology. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I can't really go into detail because we'd be here for hours just talking about some of this stuff. It's really exciting, but we'll release more information on it as time goes by. A lot of information coming out from us.
All right, thank you for answering a question from the Ida. So let's move to another questions. So this is a question from Dragon Hunters. So security is most very important in this crypto space. Could you please tell us your audit security of your smart contract or anything else in your contract?
Yes, so security is extremely important, and we're looking at security across the board. So the Pure Wallet, for example, it's an extremely secure system because there's several features on the Pure Wallet. In fact, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna launch my Pure Wallet application, and I'll see if I can show you a couple of the features here.
All right.
All right, so I'm launching the application here. Let me log in real quick. Okay, so here's the Pure Wallet. Hopefully, I think I'm getting some reflection. Hopefully you can see it, but I'm going to zoom into this area right up here. It's on this side. There's a green button here. Hopefully, yep, there it is.
Yes,
so
I
it's
see.
a toggle switch. If I toggle that off, you can see it's toggled off now. That
Okay.
takes my Pure Wallet offline. So if I go to, like, let's say a Starbucks or somewhere where I have a public Wi-Fi,
Okay.
and I don't, let's say I'm going to pay you offline ETH, but I don't want to expose my Pure Wallet, it just takes my Pure Wallet application offline. So that's the first level of security we have. The second level of security we have is, like I explained before, there's 3 different wallets in here. So two of the wallets is the offline and the cold storage. So when you do that, there's a second and third wallet built into there. It's behind an algorithm that no one knows about. It's in another smart contract. It could be similar to an Ethereum contract, but it's not the same thing because it's our own blockchain within those 2 additional wallets. And the algorithm is completely different in there. And then we've also made some algorithmic change in between the combination of the hot wallet into the 2 offline and the cold storage wallet, and also with the offline toggling off your switch. So what happens in there? So it's even more secure than I think a lot of different wallets out there. The other thing is, this is also stored offline. Off blockchain. So when it's in that cold storage, it's off blockchain, and when you go to retrieve it, it's back on there. So it's in a very secure place. So that's our Pure Wallet. And in the metaverse, I touched on it for a second there. We're going to use blockchain for security, and also accessibility. We're going to use it for more than just those two things. But if you think about security and accessibility, in the real world, we have identity thieves. They steal our identity all the time. They do different things. So, the virtual world is just a replication of the real world. So you're going to have identity thieves in the virtual world as well. So how do we use blockchain to really tie in that capability? And then a lot of people are going to be surfing in between Web 2 and Web 3. So if we do bring Web 2 applications, like, for example, let you surf and pay your bills while you're inside the metaverse, we need to make sure that that type of data does not get accessed by someone who shouldn't have access to it. So the blockchain is definitely going to be a big part of that. And then AI is going to be a big part of that. So I haven't really touched on AI, but AI, deep learning, we've got some academic papers out on that. It's already integrated into our metaverse. It's integrated into our blockchain. So these are just some of the tools that we're going to use to build these tools, to build them out, to give you that protection. And then we'll talk more about the security features as we get closer to launching them.
All right, thank you for explaining of your security system in your application Pure Wallet. It's amazing sharing of security system, because security is very important in this crypto space. A lot of hack that will lose your money, but I think Pure Wallet has a good security. So thank you very much for Twitter question. You are answering a Twitter question. So let's move to another segment in this EMA today. So the third segment is free question and answer. So audience, let's comment on the Binance Lives, and I will pick your questions. Only good question I will pick. So this is maybe the question from Georgie. Is a good question, I think. So is there any tax if we have a property in your MMAI world? This is question from Jordan.
Okay, I believe the question was, is there any tax on the property in the MMAI world?
Yeah.
Okay. No, there is no tax on the any of the properties in the MMI world right now. Currently, as we sit, we are going to set up some kind of governance system there. When we do set up the governance system, depending on what capabilities the governance system has, the people that own the key to the city would have rights to that. There would have to be certain things put into place. So we'll see how that could change things. But no, there is no additional tax from you buying the NFT. Once you have it, that you own it at that point, you don't have to pay more for it.
All right, thank you very much for answering a question from the audience, Georgie. So let's move to another audience questions. All right, this is a good question, I think, because this is question for memorizing. Does offline model of pure wallets affect transaction speed? Does offline model of pure wallet affect of transaction speed of pure wallet?
Okay, I believe the question was, does the offline wallet affect the speed of the payment?
Yeah, right. Transaction. Payment.
Okay. Yes. So that is one of the things that we were trying to get at with the offline wallet. Obviously, making payments where there's no connectivity, making payments where there might be some concerns with open Wi-Fi and stuff like that. That's one of the concerns. But the other one was just how fast you can make a payment. So in the e-commerce world, if you're using credit cards, payment is almost instantaneous. And the offline, it's even faster than that. So our next step is now how we're going to take it to brick and mortar. So real physical shops in the physical world, a QR code, you could scan it in the payment. Once you scan the QR code, and you haven't covered is we're making a payment gateway for Web 2 systems. So if you, like, for example, we could integrate it into a WooCommerce platform. So a lot of people that maybe work in the e-commerce space have heard of WooCommerce or Shopify, a couple of the really big e-commerce platform. But we can give them a Web2 payment solution based on Pure Wallet, where they can accept cryptocurrency with the QR code, and we can get that. We're working on getting that payment to get processed instantaneously. And that is one of the big features, because if a company has to wait a half an hour or 30 seconds or 2 minutes, it makes it difficult for them to do e-commerce and also commerce where you have a physical store. So yes, that offline wallet is a big part of our solution for making our payment gateway.
All right, thank you for answering a question from the Maman Raisi. So let's move to another question. This is a third question from Chiwe. What are your marketing strategies to attract users to using a Pure Wallet?
Yes. So, marketing is really important. So we started out with our community. When we first launched this, we decided to go and go this route of building a community out, coming out with a token, because we wanted to get people invested into our project. Obviously, people that are invested into token, into cryptocurrency, into coins, they're looking. Some of them are looking for investment. A lot of them are, but a lot of them really love the technology. They love where it's going, and they really get invested into certain projects that they really find some synergy with. So that's one of the reasons we went here. And doing this, we worked with some great influencers. So we've done a great job building it. Check us out on our other social media sites, and you'll be able to get a lot of answers there. But we're expanding our space. We're going to start spending more marketing dollars. We recently started working with G Media, David Gockstein's G Media. So we started working with them. We're going to do a lot more influencer marketing, and also paid marketing, and some organic marketing with bringing out the Pure Wallet. As soon as we come out of the beta version, we really do want to promote this, and we feel like we can get hundreds of thousands of users on it pretty quickly, and we hope to grow into millions of users in a short period of time. For those of you that are thinking about investing into our tokens, remember to turn on that offline payment and the cold wallet storage. They need to purchase MMAI tokens in order to have that feature turned on. The other thing is, we're working with countries like Indonesia. We're working with countries like Nigeria. We're working with countries like the Philippines. We're going to be introducing them there through our collaborations, whether it's with the government, with the school, with the university. But we're going to be introducing the Pure Wallet as not just a payments, not just a use for crypto, but also a payment solution. And then we're going to be working with the e-commerce companies. So when we have companies in Web2 that have thousands of users that come into their system and order stuff, they're going to have the ability to have another payment feature. So there's several different ways we're thinking about marketing the Pure Wallet and getting our user count up quite a bit.
All right. Thank you for answering a good question. Thank you for giving you to answer a question to give a question for our question next. So let's move to another question. This is a question from Pavel_Netford. So what is MA project main competitive advantage? So
Yeah.
maybe you understand.
Yeah. So what's our advantage? I think that was the question. Is there a second part to the question?
Yeah. So the question is, what is MMA project's main competitive advantage?
Yes. Yeah. So our biggest advantage, hands down, is our 3 research labs. So that we've got the partnership with our research labs, and we have access to their work, and we can bring their, their academic papers, we can bring them to life. And once we do that, we're basically commercializing it and putting it into the market, and us having access to all these different Web3 components, and for us to build such a wide scope of an ecosystem. So basically, we've got the Pure Wallet. Beyond the Pure Wallet, we got a lot of blockchain technology, like the voting system that I talked about, but it's going to be tied into a lot of other business applications outside of voting and outside of e-commerce. And then we got the metaverse. But with the metaverse, we're bringing in e-commerce, we're bringing in business. And then we got the blockchain to run the metaverse when it comes to security and accessibility. AI. In order for a blockchain to work with all the IoT ideas, the IoT examples I gave earlier, or to run the metaverse as people are going in and out of different assets in the metaverse, trying to do different things, you need to have AI. So if you have an e-commerce store, you need to have an AI bot that can answer questions for customers that might be visiting you in the middle of the night. So we're building the AI for that. So the scope of our project is really big. We're bringing our coin in. Once we have our own blockchain and our own coin, the ability for us to grow our ecosystem is going to be that much stronger and that more powerful. So the fact that we're working with this lab who's invested a lot of time and money, who's got a lot of professors, a lot of PhD students, a lot of PhD graduates that worked on this, that's why we're able to roll these things out so fast. I think most people aren't used to seeing a project come out like this in 4.5 months, have this much out already, and already be talking about bringing out their coin very soon as well. So that's our advantage. It's our partnership, it's our research, and then our development on that research to bring in really unique elements that are new, like our offline capability, and also being able to bring a metaverse out that's going to have not just business, but it's also going to have socialization. So we're going to dating into there. It will be in there. It's going to have entertainment, not in just the form of games, but we're going to put some video stuff in there on some of the hard work that they've already put in.
All right, thank you for answering question from the audience. That's a good explanation. I hope our audience can understand your answer. So let's move to another questions. So what is my targets in 2022 for projects? This is a question from Anga 45.
Yeah, so basically this year it's about deliverability. We made promises when we came out in September, and we've already delivered on a few of those promises, but they're partial deliveries right now. We want to get the Pure Wallet into out of beta and into production, and then from there we want to add a lot of the additional features that we talked about. There are going to be some really cool features that I think the users are really going to like. So we want to deliver that to our users. The second thing is, on the Pure Wallet, we want to get the climb up to well over 1 million users quickly. So first we're going to hit our 100,000 mark, and then from there 500,000 to 1 million. We expect all that to happen this year, and I'm hoping it happens well before the end of the year. We want to tie the Pure Wallet into our metaverse project. So those of you that are going to invest in the NFTs know that our Pure Wallet is going to be intertwined in there. So people that have access to the Pure Wallet, that get into our metaverse, that have like the VIP key to the access, that they're going to be able to get access to the things that they want. They're going to have free gaming, all the other free stuff that they're going to have in there. They're going to get that access. We want to build out the business and deliver the business applications and get e-commerce stores set up in there. And we want to see It's doing trade shows, setting up their business, doing collaborations for people around the world in a virtual world. We want to deliver that and get users in there. We want the people that invested in our NFTs to be able to access our marketplace and for us to market there. So real businesses come in there and make offers to you of either renting your space or purchasing your NFT if you want to put it up for sale, or limited use if it's like an arena or if it's a billboard, doing some marketing and advertising there. There's a lot of metaverses out there. There's blockchain projects that would love to market to other Web3 enthusiasts that are already involved in that. So we want to build out those technologies and marketplace, let you get in there and be able to reap some of the advantage of the NFTs. And then obviously the other big one is we want to deliver on the coin. This summer, we're super excited about that. And I think that's going to give us, it's going to bring us into a different level once we release that coin. It's just going to give us a lot of new capabilities.
All right, thanks for the information of that, and thank you for explaining of question from the audience. That's really cool answers. So today EMA has ends, and thank you for sharing of your projects. Thank you for sharing information of your project MMA. It's amazing projects. So everyone, you can take a look of MMAIpure.com. So that's really wonderful projects. So thank you for Mr. Augustins. Do you have any important things that you want to convey to our community?
Yeah, first of all, thank you to you, Tito. Thanks for hosting. You did an amazing job. I really do appreciate putting in the effort and doing a good job being the host. I apologize. The accent is a little bit difficult for me, so I know I had you repeat a couple of things there. My apologies, but I thought you did an amazing job. Thanks for all the questions to everyone out there. I would really ask people to take a close look at our project. I'm just going to share my screen one more time because I don't want anyone to get scammed out there by getting the wrong one. So if you go to MMAIpure.com, right here, there's a pop-up that says visit MMAI Marketplace. You also see it up here. When you click on that, that's going to take you to our marketplace. Here's where you're going to see our NFTs. Okay, so these are the 12 exclusive properties we have. And then from here, I'd like for you to go into OpenSea if you're thinking about purchasing this. Click through here so you get to the right place. When you get into OpenSea, you're going to see that these are the key to the cities. We got an X amount loaded up there. We're going to be loading more on there. There's going to be a total of 5,002. All the keys look the same, but if you click through, you'll get the information here. We list off, hey, here's the arenas, here's the digital advertising boards, the e-commerce stores, the virtual office, the booth, and the mystery car. So you got some details here. But make sure that you go through here for your listeners. That way, there's no issue for you to go into OpenSea and end up buying one of the scam key to the cities. But here's what our project is called on OpenSea, MMAI Pure World, Key to the City. So make sure that this is where you're going to look at this project.
All right. Thanks for Mr. Augustins. And sorry, is there any mistake from me by my accents and also and to be honest, it's not my native language, but I'm trying my best. And thank you very much for attending into this EMA, and thank you for sharing off your projects. So everyone, don't forget to take a look of MMA pure.coms. It's amazing project and it's already on the streaming, so you can take a look and you can open it. MMApure.coms. So thank you for Mr. Austin to sharing of the project MMA, and it's wonderful sharing with you and us. And I hope you enjoy EMA with us. And nice to meet you, Mr. Austin.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tito. No, you did an awesome job. I think your accent is just fine. It was a little challenging for me at a time, but I think we got through it very well. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. See you later, Mr. Austin. thank you for attending to this, Amy. And sorry
Thank
for
you.